Hey gang, Mocha Boy here, welcome back, and thanks for tuning back in. So today we're going to be covering a sort of new attack. You guys have already started to see some of these posted to Reddit, but I did go ahead and gem up my Dark Spell Factory, so that's at level 3, and I have a level 2 poison, but everything else is at level 1, and I haven't decided what exactly I'm going to upgrade just yet, but hang on a second here. So yeah, rocking a level 2 poison, very effective. That's great as a replacement for lightnings on most base attacks, and especially if you know what's in the CC and their tier 1 troops. Haste for Laloon attacks when I get a little bit bigger, and but what we're going to be looking at today is the Earthquake spell, and there were some interesting things that came out when this spell was introduced, and what people have to understand is that it's not the insta-kill that people think that it's going to be. What the Earthquake does is it solves a tactical problem that any base attacker has. You always have to work out some way to get into the core of the base, and my style of attacking, this was my staple attack as a TH9 versus TH10, was a mass giant attack with rages to take out the Infernos. The tactical planning involved, how do you funnel the giants into the quickest path into the first Inferno, and then rage them into that Inferno, clearing the path for your heroes to come in and plink away at the Town Hall. It's a 2-star strategy, but it was a very effective strategy and a very reliable one, because as a TH9 you don't have freeze, but level 6 giants, 900 some odd hit points, they acted as an effective blocker for the Infernos. Now, here's where we're at. We are in a war with this clan. They've got about... so 77 wins, level 5 clan, beefy top end. I took out their number 1 and their number 2 with the exact same strategy and almost the exact same composition. So we're going to take a look at those. Let's take a look at the bases really quickly. This attack, this first attack was the second attack on this base. Our number 1 came up with 49% on this base. So now what's interesting about the way that this base is laid out is that there is... Let me explain, and this all goes back to all the attack planning that I did as a Town Hall 9. You've got a really long distance from here to here for your giants to go. You could end up coming in from the side, which means you'd have to cut a funnel here, and then take your entire raid force in through the corner along with the jump right about there. Now, what was interesting about the way that this base was laid out is this pocket right here and this pocket right here. Notice if you take out these walls, you suddenly have... Let me just draw this out so you can see what it looks like. Actually, no, hang on, sorry. Let me redraw that. This is what the base would look like from a pathing perspective if you were able to take out this juncture right here. And taking out this juncture it solves 2 tactical problems for you. It makes this Inferno accessible, and since this Inferno is inside the pocket with the Town Hall, that Inferno is also accessible. Practically none of the other defenses matter using this strategy, except to, again, answer the question of how do you take out the Infernos as quickly as possible. Obviously, you have to work out the funnel, and then once you can get those Infernos carved out, then you're free to either clean out the base with back-end hogs or back-end loons or whatever. So the plan for this base was this. I was going to drop 4 Earthquakes right on this Expo, excuse me. And again, I chose this one simply to give me access to this Inferno, which also simultaneously would give me access to the Town Hall compartment along with this other Inferno. And then to run a mass giant march right in through here, and then down into there. I brought for this spell 1 poison for the CC, because they were running tier 1 troops in all their CCs. 4 Earthquakes, 1 Rage, 2 Hastes, and I was experimenting with Haste. At least I'll say at this point, at this level, I'm not so sure that bringing 2 Hastes instead of a Rage is a good idea. But more on that later. Anyway, so let's take a look at that. Attack. So the first thing you do is drop those 4 Earthquakes, and then you'll see those 4 walls go down immediately. As I said, now this compartment is 1 gigantic compartment. See how that works? So everything that's in here, your troops have pretty much free reign to roam within that pocket. So 2 golems along the edges just to shield the wizards, because you have to cut your funnel. You have to protect those wizards long enough for those buildings to go down. And then once they go down, you can safely start to drop your heroes. They'll go through, and I like to leave these buildings here for, to leave them a nice breadcrumb of buildings to get into the core. Now, one of the things that I have done is I've already started to dump out the CC, so I'm going to drop poison right about here. That's a haste up here, just to get the giants sped into the core. But once they're within range of the Infernos, the freeze goes down, takes out an Expo, and this Inferno is pretty much tied up with the stuff over on the east-hand side. But notice you have, like I said, you have free range to roam around inside this pocket, and the AQ has an easy shot to take out that town hall. Now, I did bring about 9 or 10 hogs, to clean up the backside, just in case I was able to be successful on this base, but they got murdered in damn traps. So yeah, but I think you can start to see some of the tactical possibilities with something like this. If you can core out the Inferno core quickly, that'll leave the rest of the base open to whatever kind of back-end style attack you like, whether it's loons or hogs or whatever. But it was fun trying, and did pretty well against this base. I'm still developing TH10. I maxed out some troops, but not all of my troops, and I'm still running level 1 spells. So let's take a look at the second attack. Now, what you need to know about this base is just a couple of quick things. First off, it's a completely maxed out base. I'm still developing Town Hall 10. My AQ's at 30, my BK's at 28, but he's rocking 40 heroes, and as I said, max defense is max, on his way to max walls. Now, the tactical, second here. So as far as planning is concerned, the first thing that you need to note about this base is, just get that out of the way. The first thing that you have to note about this base is that it's a compressed DPS base. And what I mean by that is every single one of the defenses that matter from a point defense perspective are all inside this little square. That presents a lot of problems from an attacker's perspective, because what ends up happening is you've got something like 400 DPS of applied damage there, 400 DPS there, DPS hotspots here, DPS hotspots here. This side is a little bit weaker from a DPS perspective, but all of the common attack routes into the base, you're slapping up against 400 DPS, and if you do not split up that DPS correctly, your golems will fall too fast, leaving your DPS vulnerable to point defense attack, and they won't be able to plug into the base. So again, almost identical composition in terms of attackers. I brought some cleanup minions the second time around, along with some pocket hogs. I like to bring pocket hogs because these raids are dynamic. There's no script to it. Things change a lot, and you have to be able to stop, see what's happening, and adjust as necessary. And I like to bring pocket hogs to adjust when I see problems start to bubble up. So in this attack, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to drop an earthquake right here. Now the tile spacing between here and here is about 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means we'll take out this wall, and then this juncture right here, and that'll bridge this pocket, this pocket, this pocket. So this becomes your route. This becomes your route into the base. See that? See how that works? But the big problem with the way that this base is laid out are these trash buildings. You have to take care of these trash buildings first. So you can start your funnel as wide as this point right here, and then one other side of the funnel over here. So this is going to be Golem, Witch, and then a couple of Wizards. These trash buildings are out of range of the point defenses, so a couple of Wizards or even minions are good enough to take out those buildings there. And then as far as the attack and the attack order, so this is one of those things that you can only develop over time in attacking many bases. but the order of operations matters. And what I mean by that is you cannot simply just deploy all of your troops all at one time. You have to stagger their deployments so that as defenses go down, for instance, as this defense goes down, let's just do a one giant exercise. As this defense goes down, he'll target that. As that defense goes down, he'll target that. As that defense goes down, then he moves on, and you keep moving through the base in kind of a serial fashion. The reason this matters is because typically there's something like 3 fire teams going on at the same time. And you have to make sure that the fire teams get deployed in the right order so that this goes down before this team starts to work their way in. And that you have an appropriate number of defenses to lead those defense-led troops into the core of the base. So yeah, again, it's a compressed base, and with just one earthquake, I'll be able to bridge these 3 compartments permanently, I might add, and even take out or soften up some of the defenses for the Giants to get in. So let's watch that. Now again, when you're watching this, pay attention to the order that this all goes down in. So let's see, what did we start doing? I don't remember. Oh, okay, so yeah, the earthquake goes down, and as you can see there, earthquake took out. It opened the exterior wall. And this is 4 level 1 earthquakes, by the way. I don't have upgraded earthquakes, so I didn't even have to bring any wall breakers for this raid. Just those 4 earthquakes got me into the core, and then I brought 2 freezes, 1 rage, and then 1 poison for the CC. So 1 golem to go down to take care of these defenses because I want to make sure that my breadcrumb goes this way. So one extra hog just for some DPS, which ended up getting sacrificed anyway. But I'm already starting to cut my funnel. The wizard's down on the side. Notice here I deployed my witches up high because they never really do anything for me on the core of the base. I substitute giants out for just about everything else, and the giants apply a crazy amount of DPS under rage to the defenses underneath. So CC's starting to dump out. Again, all tier 1 troops, so 1 poison's able to take out all of those troops. And there's really nothing up here for them to matter. But 1 rage, 1 freeze, all the giants go into action. My BK's still up. Everything's funneled perfectly into the core. Pop the BK's ability, froze the back end Inferno Tower, and now the AQ can go to work with taking out the base. And notice, look at what's still up here at this point. So I'm already at 52%, and I haven't even started cleanup. This fire team's still alive up on the side, taking out the exterior base to drop my minions to clean up, and we pull away with 2 stars for this attack. Now again, I'm a developing Town Hall 10, but I have started to max out my elixir troops, and I'm starting to work on my dark elixir spells. But if you're thinking about what order to do everything in, definitely think about upgrading poison as far as you can, because that's an incredibly useful spell. Earthquake, if you're doing this style of attack, you only need a level 1. If you're somebody who is looking to try La Lune, kind of in the news, after the patch, maybe get your level 1 earthquake at least, but then start to work on getting your haste maxed out as quickly as possible, because that's going to be, or at least my prediction is going to be that's going to be the new metagame for 3-starring Town Hall 10 bases. It's some combination of hastes with La Lune. So yeah, that's where we're at. One example of 4 earthquake attacks against Town Hall 10 bases, and looking forward to putting this attack through the paces and see where we can take it. Thanks for tuning in.